Welcome to the Professional and Vocational Licensing Virtual Board Meeting. When the meeting begins momentarily, the chair will take a roll call, explain any specific rules for this particular board, and then move to public comment. The name of the board member will appear on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. For instance, this is board member Y, and this is board member E. Public testimony will be accepted at the beginning of the meeting and before each agenda item. You can indicate that you are ready to testify by clicking on the Raise Hand button being circled by the mouse on your screen now. At the appropriate time, the board will recognize you to speak and ask you to unmute your mic as shown here. Again, public testimony will be accepted at the beginning of the meeting and before each agenda item. Public attendees will not be able to unmute their microphone until recognized by the board. Public attendees who are recognized to testify will be asked to identify themselves by name and their affiliated organization if applicable. Please mute your microphone when you are finished speaking as a courtesy to others and members of the board. Public attendees will not be able to unmute themselves after the testimony is completed unless recognized again after raising their hand. At some point during the meeting, the board may choose to move into executive session. When the board moves into executive session, the board members' microphones and video feeds will be turned off, and a similar screen as you see now will be displayed. When the board returns from executive session, their microphones will be turned on as well as their video cameras. Welcome again to the Professional and Vocational Licensing Virtual Board Meeting. At this time, the chair will call the meeting to order and take a roll call, as well as explain any additional rules that may be specific to this board.
Hey, welcome to the March 15th Board of Accountancy meeting. Before I call this meeting to order, I will go over some administrative items. Internet access. To view the meeting and provide live oral testimony, please use the link at the top of the agenda. You will be asked to enter your name. The board requests that you enter your full name, but you may use a pseudonym or other identifier if you wish to remain anonymous. You will also be asked to provide for an email address. You may fill in this field with any entry in an email format. Your microphone will be automatically muted. When the chairperson asks for public testimony, you may click the raise hand button found on your Zoom screen to indicate that you wish to testify about the agenda item. The chairperson will individually enable each testifier to unmute their microphone. When recognized by the chairperson, please unmute your microphone before speaking and mute your microphone after you finish speaking. For phone access, if you cannot get internet access, you may get audio-only access by calling the Zoom phone number listed at the top of this agenda. Upon dialing the number, you will be prompted to enter the meeting ID, which is also listed at the top of the agenda. After entering the meeting ID, you will be asked to enter either your panelist number or wait to be admitted into the meeting. You will not have a panelist number, so please wait until you are admitted into the meeting. When the chairperson asks for public testimony, you may indicate that you want to testify by entering star, then 9 on your phone's keypad. After entering star and then 9, a voice prompt will let you know that the host of the meeting has been notified. When recognized by the chairperson, you may unmute yourself by pressing star, then 6 on your phone, and a voice prompt will let you know you are unmuted. Once you are finished speaking, please enter star 6 to again mute yourself. For both internet and phone access when testifying, you will be asked to identify yourself and the organization, if any, that you represent, and each testifier will be limited to 5 minutes of testimony per the agenda item. If the connection to the meeting is lost for more than 30 minutes, the meeting will be continued on a specified date and time. This information will be provided on the board's website, link as listed on the agenda. Instructions to attend State of Hawaii virtual board meeting may be found online at the link on this agenda. So moving on to our agenda item number 1, is there any public testimony at this time?
Thank you, Chair. This is Johnny. We do not have anyone requesting to provide testimony.
Okay, so calling the meeting to order at 8:35 on March 15th. And we have a quorum. Yes, we do. We have a quorum. I have, let's see, everyone except. Okay, all right, moving on to agenda item number 2.
Needs to take roll so that, because it's a virtual meeting as
Oh,
well.
okay. So. Well. I guess when I call your name, say here. John Argos, here. Chris Lee, here. Alex Smith, here. Wendell Lee, here. Robert Kawahara, here. Zachary Johnson, here. And Isabella Gavin.
Here.
Absent is Brian Wardon. Okay, agenda item number 2, chair's report. Is there any testimony from the public related to this agenda item?
Thank you, Chair. We do not have anyone requesting to provide testimony.
Okay, chair's report, that's my report. Agenda item number 2A, peer review oversight committee. That has been convened or formed, right, up there. Did you contact the members? Okay, there's 3 members to the oversight committee. And that again will the members are going to be contracted to serve on that committee. And I don't know if from the board members, what that is the committee that approves the administrative entity for our peer reviews. So basically what they do is review the Oregon Society of CPAs, who's our administrative entity, and once a year they approve the entity. So that's pretty much their role in our administrative rules. Any questions on that? Okay, agenda item number 2B, NASBA Professional Licensure Task Force Concept Exposure. I don't know if you all received the email, but I received the email on the board's comments, or I guess approval for the this professional licensure task force. And basically what this task force is tasked to do is to look for other alternatives into licensure. And there was a meeting, I think a couple of weeks ago, and I guess they're looking for state board responses on whether they should continue to look for alternatives to licensure. And so the question that is in that email, I think you guys got that email that in your materials, but it's only really one question that they're asking for board input. The question is, do you believe that the professional licensure task force should continue to focus its discussions on an equivalent path to licensure that defines a structured professional program that would qualify an individual for licensure as a CPA? The acronym that they're using going forward is Structured Professional Program, or SPP. And what that is I guess looking for alternatives to comply with the 30 credits and looking for options on that. So that's the question posed to the task force. Any discussion or comments from the meeting?
Has there been talk? Hi, Wendell.
Yeah.
Has there been talk about removing the additional 30 credits, or are they trying to develop a curriculum around that, or?
They're trying to look for alternatives to comply with that 30 credits. Nothing specific yet, but they, I guess, are looking for input from the community. I guess whether they should look into that.
Because I feel like this is a barrier to entry. You know, they can pass the national test. They should have an opportunity to be licensed. I know our state, and I was around when they did the 30 credits, and I kind of believed in it then. I think the academic side has really ramped up what they're trying to teach the candidates to pass the exam and to have the requisite knowledge to become CPAs. Whereas I think before, if you look at the curriculum 20, 30 years ago, it had a lot less courses in it.
Right.
And one of the things that I'm really passionate about is, as a board member, is how can we remove this barrier, allow students to become CPAs sooner, allow students who cannot afford the 30 credit an opportunity to be credentialed. And I don't know what everybody else's feelings are, but it's just, to me, as an educator and a practitioner, it's kind of a larger issue than we think it is, because it is preventing a lot of people from moving on to.
Right.
And so I know you guys all talked about how difficult it is to get people who want to become CPAs. If we can, I don't know what we can do or what the board can do to change that. I would really like to be part of that change.
So, okay, so that's a whole broad
Yeah.
issue across the nation, but the question is whether we want it to continue. So I think the consensus is yes, to look for options.
Right.
So that's the.
I just don't want them to go like, make it harder.
Yeah, correct. And I think the discussion so far with NASBA and this the national pipeline advisory group that they have out there, they are looking for alternatives to make the barrier easier, I guess. So far, there has been discussion on removing it, but nothing solid as far as removing it yet. Some state, I think there's one state, right, that was it Minnesota, who actually has legislation approved to remove the 30. The way NASBA said it though, it's not effective right now until 2026. So the last meeting I had with this regarding this for NASBA, which again was a couple of weeks ago. Since it's effective 2026, NASBA is not counting it just yet. Yeah.
So I'm new, so I'm trying to understand how this all works, and yeah, it'd be nice for us to get the leaders.
All right, so I'll respond on behalf of the board that we want them to continue the task force to look for alternatives. So, yep, go ahead.
Gary, this is Robert. So, in this, they were talking about for decades, international candidates have achieved licensure through the completion of a bachelor. So equivalent. Can they do that in Hawaii? They have to meet the normal requirements, right? Education. We don't have any alternatives for current in Hawaii.
Correct.
But other states might already have some of that, but just for Hawaii right now, we don't have any equivalents. It's the 30 credit hours experience, etc., right?
If you want to get licensed,
In
yes,
Hawaii.
correct.
Okay,
Yes.
I just want to clarify that.
So, Swindle again, so maybe equivalency could be more experience, or is that what they're talking about?
That's my opinion, is to
Yeah.
get more experience. It seems like the wave is kind of going in that direction, although, a lot of people are hesitant because of basically substantial equivalency and mobility, so I think they're ironing that out, so,
Well, then it makes sense to.
Yeah.
Go along with this.
okay.
This is John, just as a point to that discussion, I think the two things, so our rules say 150, so we gotta follow our rules, but to Wendell's point. NASBA's question is only specific to if they want to continue with the SPP, they want us to that route. Right, to go the route where it would be repealed does not require NASBA. We could do that at our own state level,
I see.
that's a completely separate thing, and
Got it.
we could address that on our own regardless of what NASBA wants to do, so. NASBA can continue to push for this and they can recommend to us what their SPP path would be. But, if you feel like you wanted to be a change leader in that way, which I agree with you, that would be great. That's a completely, we could do that on our license.
Maybe I can try to challenge you guys later, understand it better, and then we can
You saw.
do something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't understand that piece, but.
Yeah, this is Zach, I'm on the same thought pattern, I think. My religion courses at school didn't help me become a better CPA, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not taking the easy path, it costs money, right? Okay, got it, thank you.
All right, moving on, to agenda item number 3. Is there any testimony from the public on this agenda item?
Thank you, Chair. We do not have anyone requesting to provide testimony.
Okay, these are for the minutes from the February 2nd, 2024 meeting. Are there any comments, corrections, or revisions? Yeah, I do have one, which actually I mentioned in the previous discussion on their chair's report under the National Pipeline Advisory Group, the first sentence, it's, just add the word pipeline. And then maybe an acronym at the end, NPAG, I think, just to put it in the minutes that way, naturally they're referring to it as NPAG, so. That's all. There's no further corrections or revisions. Can I have a motion to approve the February 2nd, 2024 meeting?
This is Robert Kawahara from
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. I will take a vote. Gary Miyashiro, yes. John Arbus,
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Do I do, read myself?
you can, yes. Okay. Wendell Lee,
Yes.
Alex Smith. Yes. Robert Carl,
Yes.
Zach, that's it.
Yes.
Isabella Gary.
I'll recuse myself.
Oh, you were absent. Okay, we still have a quorum, so it's been approved. Let's see. Agenda item number 4. Any public testimony on this agenda item?
Thank you, Chair. We do not have anyone requesting to provide testimony.
It has a note on the agenda to move into executive session, but I don't think we need to move into executive session at this time. Okay, executive officer's report, go ahead.
This is basically mandatory ethics training, and it's coming up May 2nd for those who haven't taken the training yet. And the link is here for those who haven't taken it yet. You can, once you're signed up, there's a Zoom link there that you fill out. And once you hit register, it will allow you to choose either live or for DCCA board members, they can actually choose self-directed, meaning that it doesn't have to be live. I did call them to make sure, and they said for DCCA board members, they're not required to do live. So once you register, you can do that, and it's good for, once you're done, it's supposed to be good for 4 years. That's basically that one right there. Again, we had to check to make sure that, because it does say live there, but it's not. You can choose to do live, but you can do a self-directed person. That's it.
It's not Gary. I have a question. So if we did it 6 months ago, we're good for 3.5 more years?
That's what the ethics commission says.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to agenda item number 5, test scores. Any public testimony prior to this agenda item?
Thank you, Chair. We do not have anyone requesting to provide testimony. Oh, sorry, Chair. We just got a raised hand from Melden. Hold on.
From who? Okay, that's the next agenda item though,
That's the next.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may wanna address the articles.
Okay, well, since it's been the, I guess, number 5 agenda item, we can take that testimony right now.
Thank you, Chair. Can you guys hear me? Good morning, Board.
Morning.
Yes,
Okay, so I think per the last board meeting, I had requested to reinstate my expired CPA credits that expired during the COVID period. And I have passed all 4 exams. 3 of these exams have expired during the COVID period due to difficulty in taking them and just struggles financially along with family members passing. So really, I have provided to the executive director my official scores to notify that all exams have been passed. 3 of them have expired. So here I am just kind of pleading if you guys, or just requesting if you guys can reinstate these 3 expired exam credits that I have. That is all. Thank you.
okay, thank you for your testimony. Since we're in this agenda item and then the item was CPA evolution transition list, let me kind of review that first also before I think I'm gonna ask to move into executive session after this. But we did have a CPA evolution transition list that was provided to us. This was the list we requested from that as well, to see what the candidate list potentially could be asking for extension. So that list has been submitted to us and provided in your board materials. At this time, I would like to get a motion to move into executive session. To discuss this agenda item number 5.
This is John, so moved.
A second, this is Alex, a second, you second, I'll second. Okay, it's been moved in second to move into executive session. I'll take a vote. Karen Miyashiro, yes. John Harmos,
Yes.
Christopher Lee,
Yes.
Wendell Lee,
Yeah.
Alex Smith, yes. Robert Clark,
Yes.
Zachary Johnson,
Yes.
Isabella Garrett.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. Let's move into executive session. Okay, I'm in. Okay, are we back? Hello,
Okay.
Johnny? Johnny, are we back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, great. All right, we're back in open session. Again, to remind everybody, we're on agenda item number 5. The test scores.
This is John. I'd like to make a motion to move that, the board accepts, NASBA CPA evolution request that anybody with open credits, open CPA credits as of January 1st, 2024, to have their credits extended, through June 30th, 2025.
Any second?
Chris, I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve CPA credits as of January 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. Take a vote. Karen Miyashiro, yes. John Arbos,
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
Wendell Lee,
Yes.
Alex Smith, yes. Robert Kawahara,
Yes.
Zachary Johnson,
Yes.
Isabella Gary.
Yes.
Motion carried. Next item, CPA scores extension request for Meldon, Romana, Kealoha, Tausinga.
Chair, this is Alex.
Yes.
I'd like to make a request that in this case, we grant the candidate Meldon Tasniga's request for an extension.
Any second?
This is Robert Kawahara, I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the extension request of Meldon Tausinga. Take a vote. Gary Miyashiro, yes. John Arbos,
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
Wendell Lee,
Yes.
Alex Smith,
Yes.
Robert Kawahara,
Yes.
Zachary Johnson.
Yes.
Isabella Gary.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to applications. Let's see, there is an addition to the agenda item number 6E, CPE sponsor agreement. There is an additional applicant to add to 6E. It'll be the Verity Accountancy Corporation, DBA Verity CPAs. Can I have a motion to amend the agenda to add Verity or that candidate for the CPA sponsor?
This is John. So
This is Robert, second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to amend the agenda to add that item to our agenda. Take a vote. Gary Miyashiro, yes. John Arbos,
yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
Wendell Lee,
Yes.
Alex Smith,
Yes.
Robert Kawahara,
Yes.
Zachary Johnson,
Yes.
and Isabella Gary.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. So we're on agenda item number 6. Is there any public testimony related to this agenda item?
Thank you, Chair. We do not have anyone requesting to provide testimony.
Okay, on this item, can I have a motion to move into executive session to discuss the applicants for this agenda item?
This is John. So moved.
This is Chris, second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to move into executive session. Gary Miyashiro, yes. John Arbos,
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
Wendell Lee,
Yes.
Alex Smith,
Yes.
Robert Kawahara,
Yes.
Zachary Johnson,
Yes.
Isabella Gary.
Yes.
Okay, let's move into executive session. Okay,
Don't forget to mute the microphone.
we're out. Okay. We're back in open session. We're on agenda item number 6A. Ratification of CPA permits to practice. List is in the agenda. I'm not gonna read everyone's names, but can I have a motion to approve the ratification of CPA permits to practice as listed?
This is Chris Lee. I move to approve the names. Listed in the document.
This is John, a second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the ratification of CPA permits to practice. I'll take a vote. Gary Miyashiro, yes. John Arbus.
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
Wendell Lee,
Yes.
Alex Smith,
Yes.
Robert Kawahara,
Yes.
Zachary Johnson,
Yes.
and Isabella Gary.
Yes.
Alright, motion carried. Item 6B, ratification of temporary permit to practice for Thomas Otsu. Can I have a motion to approve the ratification of temporary permit to practice?
This is Chris Lee. I move to approve.
This is John, a second.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the ratification of a temporary permit to practice. Gary Miyashiro, yes. John Arbus.
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
Wendell Lee,
Yes.
Alex Smith,
Yes.
Robert Kawahara,
Yes.
Zachary Johnson.
Yes.
Isabella Gary.
Yes.
The approval of firm and trade names, agenda item number 6C. Can I have a motion to approve the 3 trade names?
Isabella Gary, I'll motion.
Any second?
This one I call Harlow second.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the firm and trade names. Vote, Gary Miyashiro, yes. John Arbus.
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
Wendell Lee,
Yes.
Alex Smith,
Yes.
Robert Kawahara,
Yes.
Zachary Johnson,
Yes.
and Isabella Gary.
Yes.
Motion carried. Item number 60, CPA applications. We have 33 applicants as listed. Can I have a motion to approve the applicants?
This is Chris Lee. I move to approve the CPA.
Zach, I'll second.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the applicants. Gary Miyashiro, yes. John Arbus.
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
Wendell Lee,
Yes.
Alex Smith, yes. Robert Kawahara,
Yes.
Zachary Johnson,
Yes.
and Isabella Gary.
Yes.
All right, applicants approved. Item number 60, CPE sponsor agreement. We have 3 sponsors applying for approval from us. Can I have a motion to approve the 3, with Verdi and Carmen being the one agenda, added to the agenda.
This is Robert call Harlow so.
Wendell Lee, second.
Okay, take the vote. Gary Miyashiro, yes. John Arbus.
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
Wendell Lee,
Yes.
Alex Smith,
Yes.
Robert Kawahara,
Yes.
Zachary Johnson,
Yes.
and Isabella Gary.
Yes.
All right, okay, I think item 7, I guess the next meeting, May 31st. In this conference room.
You have the, CPA.
Yes. Wait, nothing else, meeting is adjourned. Thank you. That's been great.
Yeah.
I have a question on that.